there everyone. Thought I'd try a different tactic tonight, being as I have trouble with the technology sometimes, so I thought I'd show you the cards first, well one of the cards that we're doing. Just trying to see if anybody's online yet. Right. So yeah, we're using a set called Ladybug, Little Ladybug tonight, which is this one. So I can't see her. I'm trying to see if I can find a visual. I need to be able to see you all, see all your comments. Oops. Right, so yeah, it's a set called Little Ladybug, and it's an exclusive set that can only be earned while you host, if you host a party, or if your order is big enough to fulfil the qualifying criteria, which is £275. Still not seeing anything. So here we go, I've got it now. Right, so I should be able to see your comments if any of you join me. Right, so back to it. So you can earn this for free with a qualifying order, but I'll speak to you all about that afterwards. So I'll just quickly flick to my face now. There you go. Hopefully that's a little bit smoother rather than doing just straight to my face. Right, so here we are. So tonight we're actually using this little lady, you can't see me again now, a little ladybug set and a set called Forever Lovely, because it's you still can't see me. Right, I'm just going to crack on and go for it because I don't know if anybody's watching. Right, let's flick down again. Right, so yeah, I've actually created this card before in some orangey colours and reds, but this one's the one we're doing. I just changed the colours slightly, so into yellows. So we're going to be doing the yellow one tonight. And because on this one I used dies or die cuts, I had to try not to do that. So we've done the hearts a different way, I've cut it out of paper, but I'll show you all about that in a minute. So I'll just make a start. Put that there. Put that on the floor. Right. So yeah, as I was explaining, so we're using the Little Ladybug set, which you can earn for free with a qualifying order of £275, which actually does sound like a lot of money, but I actually did a few little sums, and if I worked it out, if you had a party and you had 6 people there and they spent approximately £46, you would earn the stamp set for free, plus you'd earn 10% of what the total would be. So if it's £275, you would earn £27.50 to spend on products, and plus your customers or your party attendees, they would, because they've spent over £45, and it's a Sale-A-Bration, they could earn a free set from here as well. So everybody wins. So with their qualifying order, they could choose something from here. You would earn the Ladybug set for free, plus you would get your 10% rewards and to spend in any of the catalogues. So it's quite possible to do with a small party, but or with any qualifying order. If your order came to, your personal order came to £275, you'd get it automatically as well, and you'd have lots of money to spend in there. So just a thought for you all, if anybody wanted to hold a party at all. Not something that I've ever done, but I'm more than willing to come and do a party. We'd do a card, make a card or two and have a fun evening. I'm sure it'll be real fun, just like our card classes are. So anyway, I'm going to crack on. So yeah, so it's Little Ladybug, and all I've used from this one, Forever Lovely, I've just used the love hearts out of it. So we're just going to crack on with that. I'm just going to put them down on the floor as well. Oh gosh, not my light. Right, let's get rid of that. Right, so we're going to make a start. I may not be able to see if anybody does comment. I may not comment straight away, as I always say, but I will comment afterwards. But right, let's go. So we're actually using 2 masking techniques tonight, which is yeah, it sounds clever, but I actually didn't plan it like that. I just thought about it afterwards, actually, which was, oh hello Simon, you're watching. Hello. Not gone to the cinema yet? No, you're not going yet, are you? Right, here we go. So we're gonna do, yeah, we'll do the masking. We'll do the flower. We've got to stamp the flower first, and then I don't know if you can see behind all the flower. Hiya Susan. There's a load of love hearts, and you notice that they go behind the flower. Not like that good pun. So that's where the masking technique comes in, which we did a couple of weeks ago with the Eiffel Tower, I believe. Only me. Yeah, and Susan. Susan's one of my card ladies is watching with you now as well. And you're not to play me up, Simon, and give me hassle. Right, so ink that up. You probably can't see the card very well, so I'm going to put a coloured bit behind so you can see. It's not a lot of help, is it? You see it a little bit better. So I'm just going to stamp that near the bottom. Nice firm pressure because it's a big stamp. Can everybody hear me okay, by the way? I always forget to ask that. I'm assuming you can. I know I still need to work on the volume. I'm gonna... Simon, my lovely husband Simon, bought me a microphone, didn't you, darling? But my daughter tells me I can't set it up yet until I have her technical knowledge here. So I've got to do as I'm told for a change. Right, so I have to go back, reach for the set. So here's one I actually did earlier. Yes, thanks. I don't know what I asked you, Susan, sorry. Alright, so this is a mask I created earlier. Now I showed you how to do masks. You can there's all sorts of ways you can do it with a post-it note. You can do it with a bit of paper and then just stick some of our glue, our multi-purpose glue. If you run it over the back of a bit of paper and then just leave it and to dry a little bit, it then just becomes tacky, but you'll still be able to pull it off. So you can make your own masking paper like that. I don't do it that way. I've actually got some masking paper, which sadly we don't sell, but I bought some. It's called Stampin' Mask paper, funny enough. Look. And you get 12 sheets in there, that size, A5 size, I believe, is it? Yeah. So it's just handy having that. So I stamped. Well, I've used this one several times, and you do have to take your time. And I'm going to have to lean over a little bit. You've got to make sure you cover your image completely. You just got to take a little bit of time lining it up. And I've got a confession to make. I broke the leaf off here earlier, and I was like, oh, I didn't have time to make another one, so we're just going to go with that. So this one hasn't. This little leaf here isn't covered. Hey ho, we'll get around that. We'll colour it in. There's a little bit of the stamp just showing there, but that shouldn't matter too much. So we've covered the stamped image with the mask. Now we're going to go in with the Poppy Parade ink and the Love Heart stamp. Now this is what I didn't do earlier. I didn't stamp it off. This is what I would advise to do. And really I should have my foam mat underneath here because this is the only photopolymer stamp we're using. I'll just quickly flick that underneath. So I'm going to stamp that off. And then I'm just going to go over the mask. You don't have to stamp it off, but I just didn't want it too heavy. That way. Just have fun with the love hearts. Oh, I think that's enough actually. And then just one more down here. That's it. And that's done. How are you, Susan? Hope you're well. I'll see you next week for class. Hopefully, all being well. Put that there. Right, this is the clever bit. This is where your mask gets taken off. So I'll just lift that up so you can see. And just peel it off. And you can see that there's nothing. There's always leaves a little bit of a gap, but I'm not too fussed about that. It's not too, I think it's just because of the thickness of the paper, but it shouldn't. Right, and we have got a little bit of a in the leaf, but the green will cover that. So you can use that again, so you can put that back in the box until it becomes unusable, but yeah, you can get quite a few times it goes out of it, so it's really good. Apart from when you rip the leaf off like I did. I shall have to cut another one. Right, so I get rid of the pad, I don't need that anymore. So now we're going to colour the flower, and we're using our Stampin' Blends tonight. Don't know if I've used these on a Facebook Live yet, but we're going to tonight. Hey Sandra, Hope you're well. Right, so yeah, Stampin' Blends. These are all lovely. These all match our cardstock colours and everything. They're all upside down, never mind. Right, you'll notice you've got a thick end and a thin end. This is your thin end, and then you've got a brush end. With the brush end, you'd have to be very careful that you just a light touch with these, because they're and treat it like a brush. You mustn't press heavily on them. I tend to use this end, I must admit, a lot most of the time. But we're going to colour the flower in for now, so we need Dark Mango Melody for the centre. Yes, yeah, it's good that I can do a Monday occasionally, because I've got a meeting at the library tomorrow. I don't have one of those every month, so I have to do it on a Monday, which is fine, but I sometimes go to yoga, so I couldn't go to yoga tonight, but hey ho. So we're coming in with the Dark Daffodil Delight, and you can see on this one I've got a bit of masking tape. This is because this end is quite bad, and it doesn't work very well, so it's to remind me that I need to buy a new pen and need to replace it. But so we do use them quite a bit in class. They do get well used. I use them a lot as well, so it's just one of those consumables that you have to replace when they run out. So I just come from the centre of the flower with the dark. Hi Bev. As I always say, if anybody wants to ask any questions, please feel free. I may not be able to answer them while I'm actually working, but I will certainly go back afterwards. But yeah. Now these Stampin' Blends, they're not like felt tips or anything like that. They're alcohol pens, so they act differently from felt tips or our other ink pens that we have. I.e. they blend. So I know a lot of people don't like using them, they're a bit scared of them, but they're really good, because once I personally go in with the dark first, then I go over with the light. And if you run the light over the dark, it just all blends in. It takes a minute or two to dry, and then it just, yeah, it's really good. It just smooths. Oh, I'm wobbling the table a lot, which is not good, but hey. So yeah, you want the petals to look a little bit rounded. So I'm not a great artist. Well, I did get an O level in art, but that was years and years ago. But yeah, you just want to, actually the only A I got in any of my subjects, but we won't go there. So yeah, you just want to make the petals look rounded. So I think you can do that by creating light and dark. I think that's the then we're going to go in with the light Daffodil Delight. Can't use that. I might try the end, but I don't think it's going to work very well. So no, it's filling it in. So if you just, I'd use circular motions where the dark and the light, and then it just, when it's dry, you'll see. You won't see the lines hardly. It'll just seamlessly blend in. I will go over in a minute with a fine, and just. But you can see if you've got big expansive area, this is where the brush side comes in really handy. Yeah, definitely will have to go on my list for another one. Trying to think how much these are. I think they're £4.25 each, or £8.50 for the two. You can buy them singly, which is good, or you can buy them as the combo, as the light and dark. A lot of people do say, why don't they sell them in sets? I thought, well, Our other ones are sold in sets, and sometimes you don't want a whole new set, you just want the odd pen, especially if you use some more than others. So I think it's marvellous that we sell them singly, so that we can buy them just as a single item when we need them and they've run out. Doesn't make it such a big expense either, does it? It's a big flower to colour in. I don't know about you, I love it because it looks cartoon-like to me. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm going to quickly come in with the dark granny apple green and the light granny apple green. I'll just use it for a sec. As usual, just do that one quite dark to try and cover that heart up. It looks good. Thank you, Susan. Bless you. Then some of you in class are a little bit scared to use them, but it is just a case of like anything, it's just practice. The more you get used to them, and that confidence thing really. There you go, you can see the same. Don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see. There's a lot of light and dark. I can see it. There is light and dark, but it's not so. It's more noticeable on the orange card, which I've now put away somewhere. So, but yeah. Anyway, so that's that done. We need those for the ladybugs. So, ladybird. Americans call it ladybug. That's why it's called ladybug. Right. So that's done. I'll do the ladybirds next. What I'm gonna do. Just gonna stamp those. I've actually coloured some in already as well, so it doesn't bore you. So here's the cute little flying one. That's it. And then the little cute one with a flower. I can't give this as a card to you now, can I, Simon? Now you're watching and watch me make it. Oh dear. I have to think of another Valentine's card now. Right, so I'll show you how to colour it in. Not that it's difficult, but I've already cut some out. So I'm using petal pink, dark petal pink, to frame the face to make that look a bit round. And his body, hair body. Sorry, I go very quiet. I should be. Same as my ladies when we start colouring. It's a thing in class. We all go very quiet when we're colouring. I don't know if it's concentration or just because it's relaxing. I don't know. But yeah, it's a little bit of a joke in class, as if I want a little bit of peace and quiet and give them some colouring to do. They don't mind. They know. I think everybody just loves it. I think we all remember doing it as children, and sadly as adults we don't tend to do it so much. But it has been proven, as I'm sure you all are aware and know, just recently, that adult colouring books and everything, it's been proven that colouring is very, very therapeutic. It's good. It certainly is, Susan. Yep, it's been proven that it is. So definitely. Doesn't have to be these. You can use, if you're not so confident, pencils. Any colour in there. Well, I think any crafting is therapeutic actually, but anything that's helping you concentrate on something, that's taking your mind off your worries and woes, even if it's just for an hour or so. I know some people don't like to meditate, they find meditation difficult, so at least if you're doing something like this. Right, what I do, to make sure I've got the dark poppy parade, I just etch the circles in the dark, and then I shall just colour the rest of it all in with the light one. Yeah, maybe I'll do a few more Monday nights, not just Tuesday. That might be a good idea, so different people can watch it at different times. It's very good. Oh, I didn't really meant to colour the spots in. So just going around. This Poppy Parade, which is lighter than red, but it's just, I prefer it to our real red. I don't know why. I absolutely love it actually as a colour. Yeah, that's that done. Yay. What? I don't know what you're saying yay to now. I shall have to watch it back. Hi Sandra. Sandra Burt. That's two Sandras watching. It's lovely to have you all join me. Oh, you said about doing a Monday. Ah, okay, yes. Yeah, that's, yeah, I could alternate it maybe. That might be a good idea. I think I've given up the fact that I'm never going to get to yoga because I'm either tired or there's something crops up, or Simon needs the car to go to the cinema, especially if he goes over to the light at Wiz Beach. So it's just one of those things. But my poor friend, she'll probably think I'm never coming back to her, but she knows I'm busy though. No, that's the wrong colour. I'm going to do it the same as the daisy, the mango. Right, so that's basically them coloured in, and we could fussy cut them. Now, there are actually dies being released tomorrow, funnily enough, for these. I'm just going to quickly bring this in. Stampin' Up have brought out a coordination product release, and yeah, here are Ladybug dies. You can get them, and it's got the flower. The bugs, you probably can't see that very well. They're being released mine. They're £27, and there's others in the set as well. Others to coordinate. There's a birthday dies set, which I think I'm using next week on my Facebook Live. This lovely cake set. We did use it in class last week, I believe. And there's dies coming out for that as well. And there's some lovely paper, which some of our punches fit. There's an umbrella, the tulip, heart punch, and I assume the circle. And this lovely cake card at the bottom. Look at that. Beautiful. So yes, that's Facebook Live next week. I'm pretty sure it is. It's on my calendar, my schedule. So yeah, they can all be purchased from my store, which my links will be in, I should put on afterwards when I finish. Right, so there are your ladybugs all coloured in, but I'm not going to cut them out because you don't want to sit and watch me do that. So I did two from earlier already cut out. Right, so now we've only got one more thing to do, one big thing to do, and this is where we're going to use another masking technique. Right, so these ones are called basic pattern decorative masks, and you get 4 in a pack, and they're £5.50, and they're made of like a plastic. They're not paper, they're very flexible plastic, so hard wearing. I'll just quickly show you these. These aren't in the catalogue anywhere, they're only online I think, because they carried over from the autumn winter catalogue, so you probably wouldn't even find these. They're very different, so that's why I thought I'd show you them. So there's a leafy type of shape. I haven't used any others, I've only used the dots. A lovely, we've actually got an embossing folder very, oh, you can't see it, can you? No, can't see that very well. Move them out of the way. Put a yellow background behind, hold on. Is that better? Yeah. So yeah, we've got an embossing folder very similar to that. And then there's trees. Look. So yeah, 4 masks for £5.50, and you can use, or you can brayer with them. You can use sponge daubers, which we're going to use tonight. You can use embossing paste. You can spritz with ink. All sorts of techniques. So they're very, very handy to have. I must need the dot one. And so there are 4 more in the main catalogue as well, I believe. Well, there are. And I'll just they're here. I'll just quickly show you these ones. In the main catalogue, you're not going to be able to see very clear, but there's clouds, brickwork, I believe. Oh, I don't know, it's like a medallion. You're not going to see this very clear at all. And I don't know what that is, diamonds, I think. I have got those ones as well, but I just haven't used them for a while. But yeah, so. But these are the newer ones, so that were in the autumn winter catalogue, which I didn't even see in the autumn winter catalogue. I completely missed them. I found out via another demo actually. So anyway, I'm going to line our card up, not that, put the mask on. Now, sometimes when I'm feeling a bit lazy, I will just hold it there and sponge, but I'm going to show you the correct way to do it, not the way that I normally do it when I'm either pushed for time or just feeling lazy. So you can either get washi tape or masking tape, anything really, sellotape, whatever you want to use. Just, masking tape's now not going to behave itself, it's ripping. Okay, so you want to make sure your cardstock is covered, so just bring me that to your paper. Oh look, what is it? I'm not very good at masking tape. Always splits for me. There we go. Could just rip it on there. So yeah, doing it properly how you're meant to do it tonight. But I can't say I always do it that way. Right, so there. Now the cardstock I'm using is Daffodil Delight, but I'm actually going to use a slightly darker colour, darker yellow, crushed curry, because I want to really be able to see the spots. So what we're doing, I'll just show you what we're doing is the spots in the background on the cardstock. So to obviously replicate the dots on the ladybird. Now obviously because the picture is going in the middle, you don't really need to do the middle, so we'll just concentrate on the outside. You can even daub like that. It's a little bit of hard work like that. Or just rub. I haven't actually tried it with a brayer, but I'm sure you could do it with a brayer. I just always do it with a sponge dauber. I'm just knocking the table. Trying to do this without. Yeah, I've done it in class, I believe. We did it quite a while ago with the embossing paste. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you were here, Susan, with us then. You have to be very quick, making sure you wash the embossing paste off quite quickly before it dries on your stencils or masks, should I say. I think that's from there. But you can see you could do all sorts of colorations again. You could do a rainbow effect yet again. You could do in stripes because they're in nice lines. You could do all sorts. Whatever takes your fancy, really. Right, here we go. So just rip the mask and tape off. Off to the flicks. Have fun, you too. Are you going to the Majestic or Whiz Beach? Must be the Majestic. That's Simon I'm talking to. He's just now disappearing. Doesn't want to disturb me while I'm up here. So, right. So there we go. I'd say, as you can see, I haven't done the middle because there's no need really. I think you can get the idea. What should we do for now? We'll put the background on first. Excuse me, that's my sausages that I had for tea repeating on me. Right, you can see, excuse my, I have to use a, oh god, what do you call it, a shot glass. It's really disgusting, but this, because you want the glue to run down and keep to the nozzle, so I just put it in there. That's why it's messy. I take the lid off and hold it in there, and it just keeps it permanently in the nozzle for me, ready to use. I really do need to clean it, I think. It would be a good idea. Hope I've done enough dots. Stick that on. Let's stick this on. Stick that on there. I always say you can use tape if you want to, or a tape runner. I used to use tape, but I've started going to glue now, so much quicker and easier. I will just give you the measurements quickly. I actually wrote them down now. They're just basic layers, but the Daffodil Delight layer is our usual 143mm by 100mm. That fits on a base card. The Poppy Parade layer, which isn't quite straight, is 120mm by 80mm. And the Whisper White, I only wanted a very fine border, so I didn't do 5mm like I normally do. I just did 3mm less. So I just did that to 117mm and 77mm. And I'll pop them on the link as well. And they'll definitely be on my blog tomorrow as well, I should think. Well, they will be. Right, so that's nearly there. So we want our ladybugs, ladybirds, must call them. I keep saying ladybugs because I say that's what Stampin' Up call them, but popping them up on some dimensionals. I've got sticky fingers. You want to place the other one first, then I get the correct placement. I'm surprised the dogs haven't crept up here now Simon's left. They're obviously fast asleep. It's a little bit awkward cutting around the antennae, but not too bad, right? So just plonk him on the hair. Keep saying him, hair. Well, I suppose you can get male ladybirds. I don't know if they're, aren't they, oh, what's that word where they're the same sex, or can shoot, oh, I don't know. I'm sure my girls would know. Right, so we have him or her flying above, off the card. Yeah, and as you can see, I felt his hand was a little bit bare, so I thought he needed something, carrying something, so I thought, right, I love that, but I'll do them afterwards when I do them, when I've done the labels. Alright, so one last thing to do is the sentiment, and it's "You're as cute as a bug." I'm going for. Using our faithful punches. I have to confess I am using a retired one tonight, only purely because I haven't got the other, the scallop one, but we do arrange a circle and scallop punches. So I'm just going to do that. I won't. I'll actually punch one out earlier, so I use that. Oh, and I've smudged it. Well done, Sarah. Should let that dry a little bit longer, but luckily I've got a glue rubber probably downstairs that I'll be able to get that off with a little bit. So that's that done. That's just going to be stuck on the bottom there. Three big dimensionals. Just in the corner. Right, now I'll stand about the hearts, because we've not got any punches that do hearts. Well, there is one, there's the one with a dog, but I haven't got it, so I thought, how can I do this without using die cuts? So I've got this lovely heart paper. It's called From My Heart Speciality Designer Series paper. So there's a whole pack of lovely paper in there. I'll show you very quickly. It probably seems a little bit of a waste, but yeah, I needed the heart, so it's just beautiful paper. Wait. It's got a red foil effect. Very shiny. Look there. Big hearts, and there's punches that matches with that. I actually haven't got them though, so there's all sorts of hearts. Obviously very Valentine themed, but you could use it for anniversaries as well. So yeah, I just grabbed a sheet of that. You can see I'm just cut the 2 red foil hearts from it, which unfortunately I haven't cut them out. I was meant to do that, so here we go. I'll just quickly do that. So as usual, move your paper, not your scissors. Try and keep your scissors where they are. You get smoother curves. Not perfect, but smoother than if you start trying to move your scissors. If you really don't like the white line round, you could get a dauber, but I'm not too fussed. So I'm going to put one in his hand or her hand, and one on the sentiment. I'm breathing in as I'm cutting this. It's so small. Holding my breath. There you go, done. Need a little dimensional for these though. Tiny little one. Ouch. So I'll put one in his hand and one down on the sentiment. We're done. That's it. You see that? Yeah. I won't bother doing the inside, but as you know before, we can cut a piece of cardstock the same layer as the yellow. You can put your sentiment in, you can stamp it with your ladybirds inside, and all the envelopes. World's your oyster. Love the card. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, don't know whether we'll use that in class or not, that set. I haven't decided yet. But yeah. That's it for tonight. So next week we're doing the birthday cake. I'm pretty sure we are. I don't know without looking, but I'm sure that is on the agenda. Right, back in the room. Right, well, thank you very much for joining me, all of you. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I haven't bored you too much. And I'm going to love and leave you, and hope you're all well, and hope you have a lovely week. Or yeah, and I shall be back probably. It should be next Tuesday, but I think it might be a good idea to alternate between the Monday and Tuesday. Then I can get a few more people maybe watching instead. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.